ironic note about that. I don't know because I'm not a tea drinker myself, but apparently her setting like the kettle to 200 degrees and the vanilla game is like way overheating the tea. At least that's what I heard. I can't substantiate that rumor, but it's kind of funny if she's like into tea and just like overcooks it. 11. What's it like to be taller than the rest of the girls?
It's nothing special. I'm still short by many standards. Though it's a bit surprising that I'm taller than Tiff.
12. Do you have any hobbies or future goals that would probably be similar to mine?
I'd like to say we share some interests, but I've no clue what yours might be. You're finding out plenty of mine, so perhaps the same way is helping. I guess let me know if anything overlaps.
13. What's it feel to be called the Purple Mysterious Lady? I don't know anyone who calls her this, so it's just weird.
I feel this title is an accurate description, but I don't consider myself of lady status. It's also kind of awkward. It doesn't flow well at all.
14. If you meet Johan, your male counterpart and true lover in the future, someday, what would you say to him?
I'm not sure what you mean about a true lover. I don't put much stock in predestined romance. I'm unsure of what I'd say. That would depend on what kind of man this Johan is. I just don't understand why you're asking this. It's so strange.
Pretty confident it's referring to like a fanfic or mod this person wrote, but I honestly don't know which one it is. 15. Can I ask you on a date some other time after this is all over?
I'm sorry, I really don't know. How would we even meet? I'm flattered you like me, but
Mr. Mango Milk. Morning! Nothing else, just wanted to wish you well.
Time is relative, but thank you, whatever moment this finds you.
Najzane-chan NZC. What is your favorite consumables?
Consumables? You mean my favorite foods? I don't have very fancy tastes. I eat rice several times a day like most people here. I'm also partial to different kinds of fish. There's tea, of course, and the cakes or snacks that go well with it. I'm not terribly picky. Most things are okay by me.
Why is your hair purple? Is it soft and smells good?
I said before, my hair is naturally purple. It is soft, but why do you want to know how it smells?
People who can't contain their creepiness. Do you have secrets? No need to tell the secrets.
I have the feeling my secrets are better known than they should be. How they got out, I'm not sure. I'll keep them to myself unless they come up specifically.
By the way, I love you. You're my favorite. You're my favorite. Jack White 40. Hi, Yuri. I want to say that I think you're a very strong-willed person, and I admire you a lot. As someone who's always had problems with self-esteem and socializing with other people as well, I can say there's been a lot of times where I felt pressured about not fitting in and tried to be a certain way to fit in, but it just never results in me feeling any better about myself. But you're true to what makes you who you are, and I find that very admirable. You're very attractive, too. Oh, did I read that, Jack White 40? Red said that? Okay.
Oh, thank you for all the kind words. That's really very sweet of you. I don't know how much of it is me being true to myself. I always just did my own thing. It wasn't so much a decision. So, thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
Actual questions now. Since you prefer to read works of horror, have you ever read any of H.P. Lovecraft's works? If so, what do you think of them? Even having not read them personally, I find the lore surrounding them fascinating. In Wolf God Apocalypse, I wanted to know, what do you think of the Cthulhu mythos?
Oh, I love it. It's exactly my kind of horror. It goes beyond fear of the unknown and into fear of that which is incomprehensible. I'm no small fan of Lovecraft. I'd have mentioned him sooner, but horror recommendations haven't come up.
How do you manage to always make your hair look so good? I feel like that much hair would just be a pain to manage sometimes.
There's actually quite a bit of maintenance involved. I have hair ties I use at night to keep it from getting too tangled. But I still have to brush it for about half an hour in the morning. I like it though. It's like my personal violet veil.
I hope this one isn't going on that too invasive line, but what would your idea of a perfect partner/date be?
I've spoken about both of those already. I suppose it's worth mentioning I don't know much in this area. I have no experience dating, so I can't really say for sure.
And that person is back. Can you say, please, in a cute voice?
Why would I do that? I guess... Please? Oh.
Yeah, and then keep going. Have you ever tried reading a comedy horror novel or a romantic horror novel?
I'm not sure I know of any of either kind. The horror I like doesn't mesh so well with those genres. I'd be willing to try, though.
Your average comrade. Hey Gary, do you like JonTron? If you do, I'll take your entire stock.
I've never paid any attention to his content, so I don't know. I suppose I could look at some videos and get back to you.
Andro TK, if you could learn one language and only one language, what would that be?
If I could only have one language, I'd have to stick with Japanese. It'd be no use living here and being unable to communicate. Though I do adore English, I would be sad to part with it.
Dale L2 or 4. Yeah, if you could have one superpower / unique ability, what would it be?
A superpower? I'd turn invisible. That would be perfect. It'll be so nice to be able to disappear whenever I please. There are so many situations I could spare me from. I would actually prefer it over being visible.
Monsieur White Toad. 1. What's your least favorite book?
Oh, we'd have to go with the worst thing I've ever read, which would be Twilight. What I hoped was an interesting romance with fantasy and horror subplots. Turned out to be dull, ham-fisted wish fulfillment. No thank you.
2. What were your initial thoughts on the news that a boy was going to join your club?
I had no idea a boy would be joining our ranks in the club. When Siri mentioned she was bringing in a new member, she didn't specify anything about them. For it to be her friend we'd heard so much about was a pleasant surprise. I was disappointed to hear he wasn't much of a reader, but at least he tried to be receptive. I feel like he belongs more already.
3. What are your opinions on the nicknames our DDLC has given you? Lovely Lavender Lass, Purple Princess, etc. And Lord of Lowligand had his own. What are your opinions on the nicknames that the people have come up with for you? Lavender Lass and Violet Vixen. Bring a couple of examples. Doesn't come up as weird or endearing in any sense.
Oh, these nicknames are so cute. I especially like Lavender Lass. I'll have to see what else is there. If they're all as sweet as this, I'd say it's quite endearing.
They are not all as sweet as that. Are there any nicknames you've come up with yourself that you call others, or even want a future partner to call you? P.S. I may have a slightly bias towards the name Lavender Lass, having been the one to coin that name.
Oh, did you come up with that yourself? Well, thank you. It's very nice indeed. I've never given myself any nicknames, or thought of what a partner might call me. It's not the sort of thing that ever crossed my mind, being alone so very often.
Back to you. Number 4. Which hair color would you at least want to have?
Oh, I think I have to agree with Natsuki's answer. Vibrant green is a truly wretched color.
Serapius Rendonius. Hey, Yuri. I know I'm late to the party, and sorry if it's already been asked, but is purple your natural hair color?
Oh, yes, it's been asked and answered.
What do you think about classic Western horror authors like Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, or Mary Shelley?
I wouldn't classify Mary Shelley as a horror author. Her writing is more gothic in nature. But I spoke about Lovecraft before, and I'm a fan of Poe as well. His poetry has inspired my own work considerably.
Anyways, I hope you are having a lovely day. It's probably chilly outside this time of year, so I'd imagine you make tea and sit down to read a good book. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays? Do you mean Halloween? It's already past for us. I suppose the culture festival is today, but that phrase usually refers to... The weather hasn't turned either, so I guess your climate must be different.
Yeah, it's because when this AMA was posted, it was actually a week before Christmas. Fuck you, Baka. Not really a question, just wanted to say hi. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Johnny H2000. Remember to brush your teethies for 2 minutes twice a day.
Oh, thank you for the reminder.
Matt 329. Hello there, Yuri. It's a pleasure to finally have you do an AMA. You're looking quite lovely today. Would you care to have some tea and perhaps read some books together sometime? And we can read whichever book you like.
Well, thank you for the pleasantries. Reading together does sound nice, but I don't know how it could ever really happen.
Seanum0451. What's better, this or bliss through ignorance or suffering through clarity?
Oh, I think it's better to suffer through clarity. It may be easier to be unaware and let life breeze past you. But this is not how progress is made. You can't ignore the world about you or around you just because it's inconvenient. And while clarity may bring suffering, it can also bring hope for a better tomorrow. Ignorance is of no value to anyone.
Mr. Jovial. What horror books besides Portrait of Markov would you recommend for someone who isn't used to reading? I might have started reading because of you, and I've mainly been looking at top 10 horror book lists and the like, but I have found some of those recommendations to be a bit too difficult for me. Soloing Pixie, given that I can't seem to find a copy of Portrait of Markov to read, could you either recommend some other horror novels, or point me to where I can find a copy of Portrait of Markov? Pardon me.
Yes, Markov can be hard to find in certain areas. Like at Dogo, it's best to order online. I would recommend any of the other works I've mentioned so far. Well, apart from Twilight. If you're finding some books too heavy, you might do well with Stephen King. His books aren't quite as intensive, but still decent for reading.
Also, on a more serious note, what do you have in mind after high school? If you haven't got it figured out, that's fine, I was just curious. And fourth, hi Yuri, do you have any idea of what you might be interested in doing? After high school or college? Pardon me.
I have some vague idea. With my propensity toward reading, I'd be well suited to do a job as a librarian. I wouldn't want to make a career out of it, though I'm not entirely sure what I'd like to do. When I go to college, I plan to dabble in some courses to see what strikes my fancy before choosing a major. If I select the courses carefully, I may not lose out on any credits. So we'll have to see.
Also, I thought I'd let you know that Recognism really cares about you and thinks you're a great person.
Recognism, you say? Are they a friend of mine? I'll have to keep an eye out for the question.
Darrigan. Hey Yuri, I'm a big fan of yours. Mainly because I see a lot of myself in you. I'm a bit of an antisocial wreck, not to offend you or anything, but rather than reading books, I'm usually on my PC most of the time. I'm slowly getting better at this. But enough with that, let's get on with the cues.
An antisocial wreck? It's okay, I'm not offended. I certainly understand the pain of social anxiety. I hope you can overcome it someday. At least the PC can serve as a social outlet.
1. How tough do you find it sometimes to approach an acquaintance and just start a conversation? I can't really do that for the life of me. I tend to grasp at straws, and even if I manage, I can't really keep it going unless it's in my field of interest. This man, I resonate so much.
I find it almost impossible to start conversations. It's difficult enough when I have a reason to speak with whoever I'm approaching. I can't just walk up and begin talking about something. I'm a good listener, and I can carry on with someone else, but I can't initiate to save my life.
2. Do you often, find yourself being stared at, given that you're tall and seclude yourself most of the time?
I've been stared at before, but I assumed it was for other reasons. I'm just fine as long as they leave me be.
2 big reasons. 3. Why are you so naturally talented at Smash? Even Monica is no match for you, and she's a meta slave, too.
I don't know where my innate Smash ability comes from. Marth just feels right to me. It's not as though I play games regularly. That may even be the first I've picked up a controller. It's such a curiosity. Maybe I am a prodigy, like Monica said.
4. Have you ever been asked out before? Well, probably someone on the subreddit already did. Talking more where you are. If so, how did you respond?
But I haven't been approached by anyone trying to pick me up. I think I have a reputation for being peculiar. If anyone was interested, I'm sure the rumors scared them off. I don't mind though, I'm fine on my own.
5. Do you ever feel like you have a standard to uphold too when associating with people? You're a very smart person and your range is incredible for someone your age, so did you ever feel like you needed to tone yourself down to anyone to avoid any mishaps?
I don't tone myself down for my friends, like I said about Natsuki, but I do hold back with people I don't know very well. I'm always afraid I'll say something wrong, or carelessly offend them somehow. I try not to be condescending, but sometimes it sounds that way regardless. It's why I avoid general conversation to begin with.
6. Do you play any other games besides Smash? Visual novels, perhaps? Horror games?
Again, just not much of a gamer. Though it seems I'll be looking at a few titles before this is over. Who knows, maybe I'll enjoy it more than I think.
7. What would you say is your best quality?
Well, my best quality, let's say, is... I suppose my intelligence, or perhaps my imagination. Although neither one has served me particularly well.
8. What would you do if you were to suddenly realize that your world, as you know it, was a simulation, and that every action and result is predetermined? How would you take it? Theoretically, of course.
If I knew my life was a farce and none of my choices mattered, well, what difference would it make? In that context, action and consequence are meaningless, because the outcome is inevitable. It wouldn't matter what I thought if there was no way I could change the results. But I definitely wouldn't enjoy being stuck like that.
9. And lastly, what do you think of Shiro? He seems... yeah.
Yes, he does seem Yeah, if he causes any problems for the club, I'm sure Monica will see him out.
Take care of yourself, Yuri. Remember, you have a ton of people who appreciate you for who you are. We love you.
I suppose I do. It's certainly becoming more apparent. Thank you, I'll do my best.
Alright, now we could well, I guess I only have like 3 minutes. We'll try. Blue Blur R3237. Yuri, thanks for doing an AMA for us at Reddit. I've always been cautious regarding you, as from the stories Monica tells us, you're very reserved and with intermittent passionate outbursts on topics you truly are into.
Well, I am prone to rambling about my interests. I'm sorry if I seem unapproachable. I'm always being cautious of everyone else. I don't want you to think I'm self-absorbed or anything, but I understand the apprehension.
My questions are, out of the Literature Club members, who do you trust the most?
Out of everyone, I trust Sailor the most. She's so sweet and pure, I can't imagine her wronging someone in any serious way. Not intentionally, at least.
When/what event in your life did you begin doubting yourself and losing your self-esteem/confidence? When you speak passionately about a topic, you appear to be very well informed and experienced. It just conflicts with your image you present.
My, personal issues are heavily tied to my social struggles. How I appear to others is my constant concern. I perform so poorly when socializing. It's like everything I know about abandons me in the moment, and I'm left floundering for answers. It's different from my passions because I know them so well. My words don't escape me during those times. But for anything else, I freeze up more and more.
It's like a form of test anxiety. How do you keep from getting blood staining your sleeves? Asking for a friend. You seem to have that under control all the time, despite the stories.
I know of what you speak, but I'm still unready to discuss it. I'm sorry, you'll have to wait a little longer.
Alright, let's see. BJ Spartan Zero, have you ever heard of Halo? If so, I think you would like the Halo short story, The Mona Lisa. If you can't find it online, a motion comic is available on YouTube here. If you read/watch it, please give me your opinion.
The only Halo I'm aware of is the sci-fi shooter series, which of course I haven't played. For the sake of your question, I'll have a look at this story later.
Thought Center 87? I really hope I'm not too late. Oh, he asked a bunch of questions. I think maybe we'd better save this one for later. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more Interview Club. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.